Welcome to the Daily Current Affairs Quiz by CivicCentre IAS, where we'll select the top 10 important topics from the Hindu, the Indian Express and the PIB. And we'll be solving questions based on those topics. Without any further delay, let's go dive into the discussion. So the first question here is a three-statement question which deals with the sixth schedule of Indian Constitution. So what is the sixth schedule? So the sixth schedule of the Indian Constitution provides for self-governance in tribal areas of the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram under Article 244 Clause 2 and 275 Clause 1. So it doesn't deal with all the northeastern states. That makes the first statement wrong. Now moving on to now what does this schedule do? It establishes autonomous district councils and regional councils, granting them legislative, executive and judicial powers over the land, forests, inheritance and village governance. So the governor in this case has discretionary powers to alter the district boundaries, approve laws and oversee finances, but does not need the president's prior approval to do it. Hence the second statement is also wrong, right? And these councils function as the corporate bodies and with the power to sue or to be sued. So the special provisions exist for Bodo Land Territorial Council, North Kashmir Hills, Karbi Anglong Assam and Tribal and Tripura Tribal Areas Autonomous District Council. So hence the third statement is correct and the correct answer is option C, which is 3 only. Now moving on to the second question. It's a two-statement question which is related to the Chief of Defence Staff. Now the Chief of Defence Staff was established, this post was established in the year 2019 to enhance the joint military planning, tri-service coordination and theatre command development. So significantly, the CDS serves as a permanent chairman of the Chiefs of Staffs Committee and heads of Department of Military Affairs within the Ministry of Defence. However, the CDS does not exercise direct operational command over the Army, Navy or Air Force, which remains with the respective service chiefs. Hence, the first statement is wrong. So, the appointment is made by the Government of India, but not the President, and there is no fixed tenure, though the retirement age is 65 years. Hence, even the second statement is wrong, and the correct answer would be D, which is neither 1 nor 2. Now, moving on to the third question. It talks about Enforcement Directorate and its powers. Okay, so what is Enforcement Directorate? See, the ED is a specialized financial law enforcement agency under the Department of Revenue of Ministry of Finance, tasked with investigating money laundering, foreign exchange violations and economic offsets. Furthermore, it enforces key laws such as Prevention of Money Laundering Act, Foreign Exchange and Management Act and Fugitive Economic Offenders Act. So the first statement is wrong because it does not investigate all financial crimes, but it applies or enforces the financial laws. So the first statement is wrong. So under the PMLA, ED has powers of search, seizure, provisional attachment for 180 days and arrest. So it can summon individuals for questioning under section 50 and statements recorded are admissible. So this makes the second statement correct and also the third statement also correct. Furthermore, the ED also works closely with the international bodies like the Interpol and the Financial Action Task Force to track illicit financial flows. So special PMLA courts ensure fast-track trials for financial crimes, strengthening India's anti-money laundering network. Hence, the statements 2, 3 and 4 are correct, whereas first is wrong. That makes the correct answer as B, which is 2, 3 and 4 only. Now, moving on to the fourth question, it talks about AI Kosha and the India AI mission. So, launched on 6th March of 2025, AI Kosha is India's first centralized AI datasets platform, providing non-personal data sets to support AI model development and training. Hence, the first statement is correct, right? And it includes 316 data sets sourced from census of 2011, Telangana's Open Data Initiative and satellite imagery. Furthermore, AI Kosha is a pillar of India AI mission, which is a government initiative with 10,370 crore budget to boost AI research, computing infrastructure, and ethical AI governance. But a key focus is expanding compute capacity with 14,000 GPUs commissioned to aid AI startups and academia. Hence, the second statement is also correct, right? And the mission also aims to develop a foundational AI model, reducing reliance on foreign AI models like those of OpenAI and Google. By ensuring data accessibility and computational resources, this initiative accelerates the AI development. Okay? So the third statement is wrong because it doesn't just focus on healthcare and financial data. This makes the correct answer as option A, which is 1 and 2 only. Now moving on to the next question. So what's the next question? It deals with the Supreme Court collegium system and the appointment of Supreme Court judges. So the collegium system is a mechanism for the appointment and transfer of judges in the Supreme Court and High Courts. So it evolved through judicial rulings in the second judge's case and the third judge's case of 1993 and 1998 respectively, and is not explicitly mentioned in the Constitution, which makes the first statement wrong. Okay? So the Supreme Court Collegium, headed by the Chief Justice of India, consists of four senior-most judges and recommends judicial appointments to President of India, which makes the third statement wrong because it says 5, but there are only 4. Okay? Now, the President can return a recommendation once, but if reaffirmed, it must be accepted, which makes the second statement correct, right? And lastly, as per the Article 124 Clause 3, what does it say? A Supreme Court judge must be a citizen of India and should have been a High Court advocate for 10 years, or a High Court judge for 5 years, or a distinguished jurist. And furthermore, these judges hold office until 65 years of age, which makes the fourth statement correct, and the correct answer is option B, which is 2 and 4 only. Now moving on to the next question, which talks about the consumer price index or the consumer price index inflation. See, the consumer price index inflation measures the rise in the retail prices of goods and services over time, impacting the consumers directly. So the National Statistical Office calculates CPI monthly with 2012 as the base year. So this makes the A option wrong because it says quarterly, but though the organization is correct, it says quarterly, which makes the first or the A option wrong. So there are multiple CPI variants including CPI rural, CPI urban, CPI combined, CPI industrial workers, CPI agricultural laborers, and CPI rural laborers. So among this, CPI C or the CPI combined is the official inflation measurement used by RBI, which makes the statement B correct. But let us look at the other statements also. So the Monetary Policy Committee under the Monetary Policy Framework Agreement aims to maintain the CPI inflation at 4% plus or minus 2%, but it is not 6%. Hence, this makes the statement wrong. And here the base year is 2012, but not 2015. So this makes the option C also wrong, leaving it with the correct answer as option B. Right? Now, moving on to the seventh question. It is a assertion reasoning type of question. So the vitiligo is an autoimmune disorder in which the immune system attacks the melanocytes, leading to depigmentation and patches on the skin. So what is this? So this is an autoimmune disorder where the immune system is mistakenly attacks the melanocytes, leading to depigmented white patches on the skin, right? So it affects 0.5 to 2% of the global population and is more severe in the darker skin tones. So hence the assertion is correct. Now, the condition can cause psychological diseases and increase the susceptibility to other autoimmune disorders. But a recent study from the Northwestern University found that a microbial compound from the gut-friendly bacteria could reduce pigment loss by 74% in preclinical trials. So the compound suppresses killer T cells and enhances regulatory T cells, potentially stabilizing vitiligo. So this research suggests that the microbial therapy could become a new treatment for it and other autoimmune diseases, either as a food additive, or an ointment or an injection. However, it does not explain why the vitiligo occurs, but only how it can be managed. So the R is also correct, but the R doesn't explain A. The reason doesn't explain the A. Hence, the correct answer is option B, which is both A and R are correct, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Now, moving on to the next question, it talks about Janaushadhi Kendras and Pashu Kendras. So the the Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi Kendras are government-run outlets providing quality generic medicines at lower prices, implemented under the Department of Pharmaceuticals, under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, but it is not under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, which makes the first statement incorrect, right? Now, following their success, the government approved the Pashu Aushadhi Kendras on March 5th of 2025 to provide the low-cost veterinary medicines under the Livestock Health and Disease Control Program with 75 crore rupees allocated. India has a livestock population of 535.78 million, making access to affordable and animal health care very crucial. So, this is furthermore, these Kendras will operate through the cooperative societies and the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samriddhi Kendras, improving the livestock health and the disease control program, which makes the second statement correct, and the correct answer is option A, because here the incorrect statements are asked. Hence, the correct answer is option A, which is 1 only. Now, the next question talks about the iftar. See, the iftar is a meal consumed at sunset to the roza, which is the fast during the Ramzan. It takes place before the Maghrib, which is evening prayer, and is a moment of gratitude, self-discipline, and community gathering. The other meal during Ramzan is Sehri or Suhoor, eaten before dawn. So, this is not a pre-dawn meal, Sehri is the pre-dawn meal. Hence, the statement A is wrong. So, furthermore, iftar has spiritual, social and cultural significance. It promotes charity, strengthens social bonds, and fosters inclusivity by being shared with family, friends, and even in non-fasting individuals. So, it is not just within the fasting community, but it is among everyone. So, in 2023, the UNESCO inscribed the iftar as part of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity, recognizing its role beyond fasting, including prayers, storytelling, traditional meals, and social exchanges, which makes the third option correct. So, the practice embodies values of hospitality, generosity, and cultural heritage, making it a globally recognized tradition. Hence, the correct answer is option C. So, moving on to the last question, which deals with the GST Council. So, what is this GST Council? So, this council was established under Article 279A of the Indian Constitution on 15 September 2016 to govern the goods and services tax framework. Hence, the statement 1 is correct. Hence, the statement 1 is correct. So, it is chaired by the Union Finance Minister and includes the state and UT finance ministers. Furthermore, the council decides the GST tax rates, exemptions, and also dispute resolutions. So, but in the GST Council's voting process, the Union government holds 1/3 of the voting weight, whereas the states and the UTs hold 2/3, and it is not half-half, which makes the second statement wrong, right? And any decision requires a 75% majority. Then the group of ministers is a temporary subgroup composed of state finance ministers, which examines specific tax issues and submits the reports to the council. So, this makes the third statement wrong. Hence, the correct answer is option D, which is 1 only. So, we are done with today's discussion. We'll be back with 10 more questions again tomorrow. You can find the PDF in the description, or please join the Telegram channel. And if you want to listen to a detailed analysis of all the 10 topics, please watch our daily current affairs video. Our daily current affairs video is uploaded on our channel. You can watch and please subscribe. Thank you.